and entertainment, I want you to hit that like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you are not a member. Also, hit those notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Salute to the whole entire LDBC, basketball and boxing, and salute to all the people that rock with me. Day one, as well as the new subs, too. Let's go ahead and get right to this thing. Now, before I get this video started, man, let me go ahead and give a shout out to the homie Ticket TV. If you're not sub to Ticket TV, definitely go sub to his channel. He is the first one that I saw talking about this. And also, I want to say this too, man, about him. He's the reason why a lot of you are doing what you're doing right now. So pay homage, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Pay homage. And one of the head honchos of the LDBC. Now, um, here's the thing. Brown Sugar, see you in the building. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, now, there has been a lot of rumors circulating right now at this point in time, especially when you consider um, the talks of Giannis potentially being traded, or, well, of course, uh, asking for a trade and them, trying to look to build a some sort of package, to make it possible to get Giannis. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers, while it may seem very difficult to get him, there is a possibility that he could ultimately get there. But the way that they would have to do that, from my understanding, is they would have to have another team involved in order to get the picks, because the the Lakers don't really have the assets per se, but they do have expiring contracts. One of the ones who's going to be up for grabs and up for money and going to be throwing money on the table is Austin Reeves. But here's my thing, okay? We all love Giannis. You know what I'm saying? I think Giannis would be, he would be, a damn good fit for the Lakers. But I know some people gonna disagree. But why would you look? Everybody's automatically like, yeah, Giannis and Luka. Just prisoners of the moment. It's gonna work right away. Well, they felt the same way about Dame. Look, does it make them a contender? I think that it will, but you still got to learn to play with each other. Look, it looks good on the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they still got to learn each other. It wasn't, look, it's not like they're going to come in and automatically they're going to beat OKC. You know what I'm saying? And all this, about Giannis being, with the San Antonio Spurs. Like I said, that looks good from the outside looking in. But at the same time, you still gotta learn. You gotta build continuity. You gotta build chemistry and stuff like that. Now, ultimately, can it be a great team with Giannis? Yeah, I think Giannis fits anywhere. I think Giannis fits anywhere. There were some people that were saying OKC and everything, but my thing is this: why mess up a good thing what you got going now? The Lakers, really, honestly, they should just stick with what they got. Now I know that they're trying to do everything they can to make themselves a championship team. I know that Mark Walter, he's he's vicious. He wants to go. He wants to do everything that he can to turn this team into the championship pedigree type of team that it has a reputation for. And when we talk about the Lakers, you know what I'm saying. But I just think like from the outside looking in, it looks good. But as soon as you really delve into that situation, and then you go there, then what's gonna happen? Look, Giannis, he gets coverage, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. They cover him, you know what I'm saying? But he's going from a small market, you know what I'm saying, in Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying, who let's just call it what it is. If Giannis wasn't there, then they wouldn't be covering Milwaukee, and that's no shade to Milwaukee because I fuck with Milwaukee. I know about Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? I know about their history. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could go back. Let's take it all the way back. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it all the way back to the Terry Compass. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it all the way back. You know what I'm saying? To the Dale Ellises. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it all the way back to the Vin Bakers. You know what I'm saying? To the Ray Allens. You understand what I'm saying? The Glenn Big Dog Robinsons. You know what I'm saying? Sammy Cassell for a little bit. you know. So yes, I know about Milwaukee, but in hindsight, people got to understand that he's going to an LA market where everything is going to be pinpointed. You think that they weren't talking about his shooting? They were talking about his shooting. Then they really going to get on his shooting if he not that good. Shooting, knocking and jumping down all this other stuff. Guess what? Everything going to be under the microscope. You know what I'm saying? And look, I don't think Giannis is going to be bothered by that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to be phased by that. But I'm just saying, why would you want to go? You going to play. You're gonna have to get used to Reddick, which Reddick. Let's just call it what it is. Not everybody can deal with the way that Reddick is. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be able to deal with that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, let's not automatically assume, oh, it's gonna click right away. It's gonna work right away. Now I could be wrong, and if I am, I'll come over here and stand 10 toes down and let you know that I was wrong. You understand what I mean? But I just really don't think that it's necessary for the Lakers to to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then let's just put it like this too. Still got to be OKC. I know people don't. They sick of me saying that. You still have to beat OKC. Whether you Houston, whether you San Antonio, Dallas, New New Orleans, uh, I'm saying New Orleans. I'm just talking about any of the teams in the West. If you anybody that's a contender, you know what I'm saying? A-Town, it don't matter. You still gotta beat OKC, and I don't see nobody beating OKC right now. Yeah, hell, you could put Giannis on there. You could put this guy on there. You could put that guy on there. OKC got something and got a formula that's working right now, and nobody's stopping. Shea is head and shoulders above guys right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he sat down in I think what the second or third quarter yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's getting ridiculous, and he get more rest now. Shea ain't playing today. You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing tonight. He ain't playing against the Jazz, which leads me into talking about this subject. Now, I want to give a shout out to the brother who was Hendo and Cypress TV too, because we were all talking about this in the previous stream. Okay, how? Okay, They can win. They've shown the ability to win without J Dub. They've shown the ability to be able to win without Chet Holmgren. Okay, but can they win without SGA? That's my concern. Can they go on the stretch without winning with SGA? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people gonna say no. Now, of course, it is Utah. I think they went ahead. They took this risk. They be like, look, we can go ahead. We can afford to lose the game. You know what I'm saying? We could lose a game or two or whatever. But we all know that uh, a lot of them want to get the record. That they hit a toss. They not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Even though that they stay focused. But can they win without SGA? That's the question. That's what I want to know. Can they win without him? Can they go 5 games and let's say, they go 4-1 or they go, you know, 3-2 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Can they have a 500 record or will that expose them? Because, SGA is not known for missing games. Not unless he suffers an injury, just like he suffered an injury, what the second season that he was there, where he only played like 35 games. That's the question. That's my biggest question for the OKC Thunder. I want to know if the Thunder, if J Dub is able to carry them, and I like J Dub. What's up with it, old head? I'll see you in a bit. Make sure you go sub to T Price Old Head Podcast. That's what we got to wonder. Nobody wants to talk about this. Look, can they sustain 3 to 4 games with J Dub as the leader? I think J Dub is nice. I think he's low key one of the best finishers, as well as slept on defenders too, as well. He's a perimeter defender out there. Like he can also get down and dirty if he needs to too. But he can get to the rack so smooth without a lot of effort too, and I like the way he finished too. You know what I'm saying? But my question is this for J Dub: will he be able to carry the team? Because yes, J Dub is nice. You know what I'm saying? But can we see him for being more than a complimentary player? You know what I'm saying? Or are you gonna look at him just like, okay, a Scotty Pippen, like how Scotty Pippen was? You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, Scotty Pippen, he complimented Jordan well, great defender, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Able to play lockdown and stuff. Um, okay, when he needed to carry the Bulls, he carried them to a certain extent. But then, guess what? Ultimately, you found out that Scotty wasn't a clutch player like Jordan, and wasn't able to do some of the things, in the end like Jordan was. And are you going to turn it into that situation? So that's what I want to find out about OKC. I think that them not having SGA or them not playing with SGA for a couple of games actually is good for them. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows, okay, do we have another guy that can step up while we're playing? That's what, when I look at Dallas or I look at the Warriors, them guys that was winning last night against teams that were pretty much at full strength for the most part, I think with the exception of Cleveland, they were able to win. And they were able to win. Like, Dallas has been shorthanded. Kid is used to this. That's why, like, I don't talk down on Kid, man. I don't talk down on Kid. I know a lot of people don't. They have their feelings about Jason Kidd. I fucks with Jason Kidd. You know what I'm saying? He's had a reputation. Some of the people don't appreciate Jason Kidd for some of the things that he's done. But I appreciate Jason Kidd. Now I don't appreciate him putting Cooper at no damn point guard. That I disagree with. But he's been able to dig in deep, you know what I'm saying, and able to get into the minds of those players and get them to turn it around. And he's found a gem in Ryan Nimbard, you know what I'm saying, who played at Gonzaga. You know what I'm saying? He also played at Creighton too. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to college, giving the college background because I know T Price is up in here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to T Price. He wants you to give their resume. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to give you know, give their college background, high school. You know what I'm saying? Where they went to prep. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm messing with T Price. But see, and then Golden State. What's his name? Pat Spencer. He came out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, against Donovan Mitchell, against, they backcourt and everything like that. Pat Spencer, and they don't have Steph or Seth, you know what I'm saying? They were without some of the key guys, I don't think Draymond, if I'm not mistaken, you know. So, you know, my thing is this about SGA and OKC. I think it's good for them not to play with them and be heavily reliant on him because stuff may happen in the playoff. Hey, we hope that nothing happens, but stuff happens. And then what you gonna do? Like in the case, you know what I'm saying, with Indiana. You know what I'm saying? With Indiana and Tyrese Halliburton, you know what I'm saying? You can wind up with one of them situations. How you gonna know how to react? That's the biggest question. How you gonna know how to react? How you gonna know how to respond? And I think OKC they'll have the they'll have the personnel. Like they've been able to win. I think they won without Caruso. Caruso hadn't been playing. You know what I'm saying? A couple of others I might be missing. But that's what I want to see. I want to see that. A lot of people like, oh no, man, what's wrong with OJ? SGA. Man, SGA. I'm gonna be real with you. He deserved a rest. Shoot, Master, he got an injured elbow. Shit. I mean, hell, he could sit down every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, if he was like Zion, you know what I'm saying? Or if he was like some of these other players, every 2 games, you sitting down and stuff like that, then that'd be different. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, salute to y'all for pulling up. Make sure y'all go sub once again to the homie T Price over there, Old Head Podcast. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC. Till then, I'm gone.